And there's a special chemical you spray on the wall, protects the house for 6 months. Because mosquitoes have one habit. They'll bite, back to the wall, rest a bit, come back, bite you again, back to the wall. And what the chemical does is take care of the mosquito that decides to rest on the wall. Because once you go to the wall, you never go back again. But if the mosquito flies direct through the window, boom, that one can bite you. So there's a program already. These young people are running business. They have sprayed around 900 households, and we're setting up 12 units in the country. Straight the point that you can turn whatever you call a problem into a huge opportunity that will make young people make money, at the same time solve a huge problem. And the other one is urbanization. Because one way to start driving commercialization is to address the needs of the urban life. People in the rural areas might use the sun to calculate time. They say, I'll meet you at sunrise. I'll meet you when the sun is overhead. I'll meet you when the sun is going down, isn't it? But when you move to urban areas, we don't operate using sunrise, sunset. Everybody's looking at the watch because they are working. They need to. So there's busy life. Busy life means no time to prepare food in an elaborate manner. But somebody else can be there to do the preparation of the food. Restaurants. This person will not go to the farm to start getting farm produce. Somebody else can be there to start offering farm produce in the supermarkets. Here I just use an illustration of an entrepreneur who is trying to address a need. That's, maybe let me call it a snack. He has just his snack factory outside his house. Now, what I'm talking about is commercialization. In Nairobi, we have 2.7 million people in the city, Nairobi city alone. Now, if we commercialized the response of this entrepreneur who is having his snack factory outside the door, and we came up with an approach where he can produce en masse and supply to 2.7 million city residents, we are looking at a huge business partner. If you're selling this donut maybe at 50 cents dollars, then it's 2 times 2.7 million. That's if it's successful. Then we are looking at big money, and we are looking at life changed. And we are not talking about poverty here. Of course, when you come to Africa, every time you talk about Africa, if it's not farming, it's about music and dancing, isn't it? They say we dance, and if it's not dancing, and I like music, by the way, if it's not dancing, it will be something to do with tourism. Looking at wildlife and elephants and lions and, So nobody's associating Africans with anything to do with and business. It's a lot to do with dance and a lot to do with what? Wildlife. But then, the point is, if you listen keenly to the music, if you observe keenly the dancing, you can see the confidence that the African executes when he's performing his tradition. If you want to commercialize the entrepreneurship in Africa, one entry point is through culture, because culture is very much in the heart of the African person. And we can communicate that through music. We can communicate that through some of these activities. And if I may just give an example how that can be done, again, our organization works every year with the young people to have what we call a cultural day. Our think tank does is to get them a top business person as a guest speaker, or if they want a politician, they choose. And you can see the motivation, the confidence that they develop when they put together a big event of music, bicycle racing, football, dancing, and name it. When that happens, the next level, when you talk about business, do you think they'll be scared? Because putting together a cultural day is a business fit, because they have to spend money, they have to raise money, people must pay to participate, and that in itself is a good introduction to doing business. What else do we do? Passion. I'm just showing you an illustration of passion here. I don't know if it comes out nicely. But what we do is we are working with the universities in Kenya, 15 of them, And we've set up what we call something close to business clubs. We encourage members of these clubs to set businesses around their university communities. And once in a year, the teams, as we refer to them, to converge in one spot and make a presentation about the businesses that they do. We have a judging format, and then we invite business CEOs of different companies to come and be judges. We don't invite us. There's a reason. Because we don't want the students to define for us what's business, what's economics. No. We want them to tell us what they did and what money they were able to make. In this case, everybody comes hoping to win. But obviously, out of 15, we must get only one person. But the biggest lesson here is we are teaching young people the importance of failing, because we have to fail, isn't it? Failure is something like a sin. But then if you look at business, how many times do people fail before they succeed? Many times, isn't it? And unless we introduce this to young people, Africa and maybe Bahamas, that failure is important if you want to succeed in business. If you want to wake up after you failed, then you are the right person we need. So we do this every year, and it's very. The picture I'm just showing here is a picture of University of Nairobi students that won this year's championship. And the lady over there is the managing director of Post Bank, Kenya. And this is just an illustration I thought I should share with people in Bahamas, that the you have, we also have them in Africa. And I don't think the best way would be for us to say, let's blame China. Okay, let's blame Europe, big giants, and they're fighting it out. In fact, at the moment, they're using Africa as their battleground, isn't it? With China rolling money. Europe saying, oh, maybe we didn't give enough, let's give more again. The United States, oh, maybe we should even increase. But the point is, the danger is to us as the people who receive this money. The confidence is eroded, and therefore we don't start addressing our own needs. You get even our education system ignoring the fact that they need to be producing graduates who respond to our needs. And in that case, we start outward for solution when the solution is right within us. And at that point, I'd like to say thank you. Welcome questions.